How are you, football fans? This Sunday, you can stream Fulham v Liverpool and Everton v Chelsea. That's an amazing Paddy's Day lineup for a one-off payment of just €10. To grab a Now TV Sky Sports Day Pass and only pay for the games that matter to you, search Now TV today. Content streamed via internet, full terms at nowtv.com.
And now for our feature presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
You're listening to Straight Talk with Dean and Mark. Call in to join the conversation at 646-668-8393.
Welcome to Straight Talk with Dean and Mark. It's the six-man Dean Geronimo in the studio with Mark Lee. We welcome you to yet another exciting episode of our show. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is March 11, 2019. It's the six-man Dean Geronimo, and as always, from NJ to NC, I'm in the studio with my right-hand man, Mark Lee. So, Mark, tell me what's good in your neck of the woods, my brother.
Ben Franklin for daylight saving times, and I found out it ain't his fault. I've been sitting over there thinking it was Ben. I think it was old Big Ben's fault, and then I read this article from earlier today. It said, as you grumble about your lost hour of sleep this weekend, just remember, don't blame Benjamin Franklin. Despite legend, the nerdiest founding father did not invent daylight saving time. He did, however, suggest cities wake residents up early on Sunday mornings. And Dean, you're going to like the way that he wanted to wake residents up.
How's that?
He wanted to wake them up with the sound of cannon fire.
Oh, see, that's just wrong. You got everybody all bent out of shape and nerves all shot up, and you want to wake them up early with cannon fire?
With cannon fire. But they said that the reason we even have an extra cup of coffee on Sunday is because of World War I and, believe it or not, golf. Mm-hmm. Changing clocks in the summer was first proposed around the turn of the 20th century by two guys who came up with it separately from one another for the same reason. New Zealander, so it was a New Zealand dude, George Hudson, and Englishman William Willett, both wanted more time after work in the summer for their sunlight-required pastime. In Willett's case, it was the golf links, and in Hudson's case, it was collecting bugs. So because of golf and a bug collector, we have daylight saving times.
Well, you know what? I know they're trying to work on putting something together, so hopefully if they can get it passed, we won't have to fall back anymore, which would be a good thing because I don't mind the daytime being longer. You know what I mean? I don't mind.
Yeah, just keep it all. Just keep it all on one uniform time. That's what I say. Just keep it all one uniform time. Just going back and forth. 1 hour forward, 1 hour springing forward, falling back, all of that stuff. Just keep it all on one even time. And there've been some cities where there was actually more than one city might even have multiple daylight saving times. Because I think when I was reading this article, they were saying that one city had multiple different times going on. So I'm like, you would really be confused if you were living in that city or state.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Probably a whole bunch of people were confused this morning when they got to work and were a little late or maybe a little early, depending on how they woke up and how they did things last night. Now, I found something on, and I found another interesting tidbit. The conversation about the toilet paper roll, should it be over or should it be under? And some people have gotten into serious debates about this stuff. And Choice Magazine discovered a 128-year-old patent dating back to 15 September 1891. So September 15, 1891 was when this patent was given. And according to Choice Magazine, having the toilet paper roll left up and over the roll is how the patent was written. So I know some people are still going to like it to be under, but according to this 128-year-old patent, over is the correct way to have your.
Over's the way to do it. I hear you.
Over is the way to go, Jack.
Over is the way to go. But coming back, and we're going to get back to some more serious stuff, but coming back to daylight saving time, I said that one state was so messed up, they said that at one point all the time laws among cities and states got so messed up that in Iowa, I did say Iowa, there were 23 different daylight saving dates, depending on what town you were in.
Oh, wow. 23?
23 different.
You know what? So if you hung out somewhere and you lived in the next town over, and you got the hour forward, and then you went home in between time. So you went home, you left there, it was 3 o'clock. You get home 30 minutes away, and it's 2 o'clock. So then you have to push it forward again, and it's 3 o'clock, but it's really 4 o'clock almost in your mind. So that's a messed up day, man.
That's a whole messed up thing. They were just totally confused as to what they were doing. They were sitting there going like, we don't know whether it's daytime, nighttime. We just don't know. But I do know this. I did observe the impact, like you said, of the time change, because at the Haytime Center, we have a church that meets there. And that church, the first service, there was a whole lot of people that did not wake up. I got up on time, but there were a lot of people on Sunday that were not there because they usually running around high 2s, maybe even pushing near 3. They were more like high 100. So about 100 people. Now, given some of the kids are on spring break, so they have an excuse. They're out there vacationing or doing whatever they're doing on spring break. But there was some other people that probably just overslept.
Oh, yeah. You know they did. And they woke up and they were like, oh, you know what? We need to hurry up and get there. And so they came falling in, eyes all bugged out, running, like, we got to hurry up and make the service. Oh, you missed the service, Jack. That's what happened when you should have set those clocks ahead at 8, 9 o'clock at night. See, that's the trick to it. You get ready to go to sleep, just push it ahead the hour already. So that way, if you wake up in the middle of the night, you look at the clock, and then it'll be on the correct time, instead of you look and say, oh, I got another hour. Oh, I have another hour. And it gets worse when we fall back, because remember, we lose an hour. So individuals will end up being really messed up, because it's like, wait, when I went to sleep, it was 8 o'clock. But then did I oversleep? Or did I, so I hope it gets to one standard time. And
I want one standard time. Yeah, I want one standard time too. Now, the other thing that I've got to talk about with this, and this could have been because of daylight saving time, but I think this is just organizational. But if you're going to do an event, because we had 2 events over the holidays, over this past weekend, and over the daylight saving times changing everything. But if you're going to do an event, this is my advice to event planners. If you're going to do an event, please have it planned out. Because I had an event, it was a dance competition. I think it was mostly college kids that were dance competing and everything. They were supposed to start at 5:30. Dean, how come they started at 6:45?
Oh, they on that real late time, huh?
It gets worse. They got there 4 hours early.
Okay, who messed that up? Were they waiting for more people to get in the building, or were they arguing about something in the back? I mean, that's a little.
They were waiting.
That's a little long.
They were waiting for a guest. They said. Now I know you got a guest performer. I think they were out of one of your neck of the woods, out of Virginia. But my thing is, you need to start now. The guests will get here. They can jump on the stage when they get here, but we don't need to be waiting no hour and 15 minutes for you to be trying to figure out where your guests are.
You know what? There is no wait. Early is on time is late, and late is just purely unacceptable.
Exactly. That's just unacceptable.
So if you had another event going on right after, that means they're going to have to cut theirs short now, because they wasted their time waiting for somebody else, right?
Exactly.
Wow.
Fortunately, there was no event after them, and they came after the church. But I'm sitting there going like, y'all just got to get y'all's act together. I'm not gonna call out names or anything, so we'll just leave them as the mystery people. But they need to get their acts together.
Get your together, get it together now, because nobody, and I mean nobody, is gonna wait for you to explain.
Nah, that whole explanation. Well, that's the problem we've been having lately with that person sitting there in the White House. People keep waiting for him to explain, and he can't explain. He's just a nut.
You got a better chance of getting the siding on your house, or if your house is made out of brick, the brick on the side of your house to explain why it's there before you can get him to explain anything worthwhile.
Yep, and this whole thing that they did last week, I put it on our page, and I'm going to say it here now. People are getting things a little bit twisted. I might get myself in trouble with some of my friends that are of the Jewish persuasion and things of that nature, but I'm sorry. Judaism is not the same as Zionism. And what I think most of the people have been criticizing is Zionism, which is basically like a very reactionary form of government. It's one that suppresses a whole kind of people, the Palestinians, and it basically has nothing to do with the religion as best I can tell. And this whole concept that America cannot be critical of another country because they're an ally, that's just stupid to me. I mean, yes, they are an ally. Yes, we're glad they're an ally, but that does not mean that you cannot be critical of them. Any of our allies, just like we can be critical of our supposed enemies, we can be critical of our allies.
You are exactly correct. Every day, all day. I mean, what friend do you have, a true friend, that doesn't pull your coat when you do something questionable or wrong? So if we're supposed to be friends, then that should not be a problem. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud.
It makes sense to me, but now we want to jump all in the Muslim sister's face because she made some very pertinent and relevant comments, and of course, my new best friend, but that young Hispanic lady, she's not pulling any punches either. Because one thing that I've got to say about these folks is, and I put this on our page as well, is people talk about how they're all into Twitter, this young generation. I'm sure they said the same thing about folks when radio and TV were out there, because there was a time that radio and TV were a new form of media, and I'm sure there's some people that knew how to use radio. JFK definitely knew how to use TV, and they were probably saying the same things about them. They were probably like, wait a minute, y'all know a little bit too much about this kind of like stuff that's new, and we don't quite get it. So since they understand it, and Twitter ain't that new. Twitter been around for a while, but because it's new to some of our older congressmen, they sitting there going like, wait a minute, we got some 25, 30-year-olds that understand it, and they ain't sitting here in office with us. So they've actually been doing, I understand they've been even doing workshops with some of the old guard, trying to get them to understand some of social media and how social media works. And that to me makes sense. If you don't understand something, try to find somebody that does and get them to teach you about it.
Right. Get them to teach you about it so that you can become aware and reach more people in a shorter amount of time. And that's actually a great thing. So I'm not mad at them. Shout out to the younger generation for teaching the older generation on how to come up and use current technology so they can stay on point. Nothing wrong with that at all, man.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Right? We had somebody at the door?
Somebody's at the door. We're going to get them. Just one
players, best thing you can do for your overall sound. You've got to see this. New Bass Tone Incorporated makes Nightwalker bass guitar tube preamps. This preamp will give your sound such a boost, it's just incredible. Try it today. Try it today now. A great sounding bass guitar will make for a great sounding band. Make your band sound at its best. Best thing you can do for your bass guitar sound. NewBassTone.com. NewBassTone.com.
Yes, welcome to Straight Talk with Dean and Mark. You are on the line. Can you tell us who you are and where you're calling from?
Hi, this is Naomie Lucas from Southern Wicked Lemonade, and I'm calling in from North Carolina. Hi.
Hey,